Okay, I want to thank all of you for being here this evening as we have our pre-race meeting. I know this is really, really different to be doing a pre-race meeting on Zoom. A part of me wanted to, have my megaphone and be like we're at the race because that's what the pre-race meeting is. But as we know, everything right now is a little different and we just have to go with it and do things differently and stay safe. And this is how we're doing it. So tonight we're going to go over everything you need to know for a safe and awesome epic race this weekend, whether you're racing Saturday or Sunday or both. And it's going to be recorded. I'm recording it. It's also going to be on Facebook Live. It's on there now being recorded. So if you miss anything, you can go back and watch it again. And people who miss it tonight are going to be able to watch it before the race. I've got a lot of things to go through, a lot of COVID safety precautions that we're taking, as well as just things to know to have a great race. Couple things that, we've been so busy with everything trying to make this happen that there's a few things I feel like have been neglected. So I'm going to take this opportunity to share with you. Hopefully you all have seen Pedal Flow. These really cool, I don't know, it's hard to do it justice, but it's this aluminum print that you can buy. There was a link that was sent out. We'll send out another one, and they'll put your race on there with your information, and a very cool commemorative thing to have. And also shout out to our sponsors. Hyperice is one of our sponsors, and we're going to have some really great giveaways at the races. We are going to be giving out prizes for the Spirit of the Waterloo G&G race. So you show spirit, you might get a prize. We do have a Hypervolt to give away. Anybody who's ever used this knows how amazing these are. It's almost like getting a real massage, which is hard to do these days with social distancing. So Hypervolt is a great thing to have. And we also have, same from Hyperice, this is a sphere, Hypersphere, that you can also use. It's like pulsating. See, there he is, getting rid of some aches and pains there. And we are going to have, this is super cool, a foam roller plus, because it's the Viper, and it's a foam roller that also has the massage, the vibration in there. So these are three things that you might be able to get this weekend. And again, that is just Spirit of Waterloo G&G. We're going to keep our ears and eyes open, looking for somebody to give these prizes to. Other sponsors, Y Bars, you're all going to get a Y Bar in your goodie bag at the event. And Shorts beer. We cannot hang around and drink beer afterwards like we normally love to do, but if you're 21 and older, you'll get a to-go Shorts beer to go as part of your bag. So just some things I didn't want to forget to say during our talk. Now I've got a bunch of other stuff here that I am going to go over. So again, this is our return to racing plan, and this is everything that you need to know for a successful race. The event is this weekend, Saturday, April 17th at 9 a.m. We have the 50K and the 10-mile ride. And Sunday, April 18th at 9 a.m., we have the Sunday Fun Day 50K, which is a fun ride if you want to just get in another ride if you're racing Saturday or you didn't get in Saturday. We are offering that on Sunday. We do have awards, top 3 overall for that. So it's not just a fun ride. The things that we are really focusing on for this event, for the safety, are density reduction. We are minimizing touch points and hygiene. So we are starting off with our density reduction by having this pre-race meeting via Zoom. We are, instead of standing around in a group right at the start of the race, we are doing this comfortably distanced. We are not going to have spectators to help with our density reduction. So at the race venue, it's going to be blocked off so that only athletes can enter the area. You will see many athletes only signs around. Please do not bring spectators into the race venue. Packet pickup is going to be a little different. These are going to be these bike racks that you see here. They're going to be set up a little further apart at the race this weekend, but you are going to have your own spot where you can pick up your packet. You're going to find your number there. Your stuff's going to be there. And that's kind of going to be like your hub, kind of like at a triathlon where you have like your little area, your hub of the race. That's what's going to happen at your spot. You're going to be able to rack your bike there. You're going to get there. You're going to find your stuff. And at the end of the race, you also are going to have your things there.
I don't think you're sharing your screen.
What was that?
I don't believe you're sharing your screen.
Oh, I was. Was I not sharing it before with all of that? Do I have to start over?
Yeah, no.
Oh, no. All right. I'm going to go through those slides really fast. Sorry about that. Between the Facebook Live and the screen sharing and being in here myself, it's a lot. So we'll go back so that you can see all the pictures at least, but you got the content, right? Okay, there's me at our pre-race meeting that I talked about. This is what it's going to look like at the race venue with athletes only signs around there. And these are the bike racks I was talking about. It's going to be, like I said, your little hub of the race. You can rack your bike there when you're not racing. Your stuff will be there when you come in after getting through some checkpoints. And at the end of the race, your food and other little fun surprises will be at that space for you. Okay. Now, when you get there, what you're going to find, there are going to be goodies. That's going to be a surprise, but you're going to have your bib. You can see what your bib will look like. It has holes. You use zip ties to attach it to the front of your bike that you saw, and see how it's here. They attached it to the front of their bikes. You can do that. If the extra zip tie plastic is going to annoy you, bring yourself some clippers and you can clip off the ends. We're not going to have those roaming around. We were advised that people should not be sharing the clippers and scissors and whatever, so please bring your own. There will also be goo. Rather than having goo at the aid station, which we're going to talk about later, rather than having goo there, we're going to give everybody goo in their packet. And now we're going to talk about how packet pickup is going to work when you come in and when you check in, different from normal. Libby, are you on here, and can you unmute yourself?
Yes, hi everyone. You want me to go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay. So everyone should have received in an email. You can also, if you can't find it, you can also go into your Run Sign Up account and resend your confirmation email. Your QR code will be there. This is your ticket to get into the race. So just as you would get onto a plane or board a plane, you need to have the QR code. So if you don't have a smartphone, make sure you print it out beforehand or save it to, your wallet or some form. So what we're going to do, there's going to be a few Epic staffers that we have the app for downloaded on our phones, and we're going to be checking you in just by kind of using the phone with your phone, or we're going to be scanning the QR codes basically. So and this is going to happen right around the health screening area. So either right before or after, or kind of depending on how long the lines are, but be ready for it in that area. And then that's it. We just scan the QR code and you're checked in, and that's all you need to do.
Easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Libby.
Welcome.
Okay, is Elise on to talk about our health screening situation?
Yes, I am here.
Thanks.
Okay, so when you all show up, hi everyone, I guess I should start with that too. Good to see you all tonight. So when you all show up, the check-in area that Eva was talking about, that is going to be for participants only. We are going to be asking you questions when you come up, where you have a nice big sign that has been made with the basic COVID screening questions. We will be taking your temperature and we'll just ask you, can you answer no? Can you answer yes to any of these? My bad. Can you answer yes to any of these? As long as you cannot answer yes to any of these, you will be allowed in, and as long as you're not running into temperature. So hopefully you all are feeling well and healthy for the next couple of days, and this will not be an issue come the morning of the day that you're supposed to race.
Thank you, Elise.
You're welcome.
So as you enter, you will find Elise and Libby there and a couple other staff ready to help you with all of this. Bike support. So about 3-4 weeks ago, we had 5 bike shops offering bike support. And as of today, we have 2, and unfortunately, they will only be there Sunday. Because of COVID, 3 of them have needed to cancel. So on Sunday, we will have VeloFix and Fraser out there on the course and before the race to help you out. On Saturday at this time, you do need to be self-supporting. Of course, we will be on the course. We will have our trucks out there. We do have, a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of equipment to help you, but of course, not the level of support that any of these fine shops can offer you. So please come prepared, have your extra tubes, have what you need, and I think it's going to be great. Sometimes, we just have to go with what we've got. This is one of those years, but we are very, very fortunate and very grateful to have VeloFix and Fraser on Sunday. So density reduction, as we've been talking about, this is our awesome start line that I love looking at the start of this race each year. And this year, it's not going to look like that, sadly. It's going to look more like this, which is equally wonderful. Couple things I want to point out from this picture. People are socially distanced, and that's how it will be at the start line. I have a graphic I'm going to show you in a minute to see how you're going to line up, and notice that they're crossing the mat. Your time will start as you cross the mat this year. Other years we do a gun start, which is preferred, but this year we need to do a mat start. So the minute you cross the mat, your time will start, and the minute you cross the, not the minute, the second you cross the mat, when you finish, that's when your time will finish. And one thing I actually want to mention, since we're talking about that, some things a lot of people don't know, but you will have QR codes on your bibs. So you can use your phone to scan that QR code after you finish. And within just a few minutes, you'll be able to get your time. Of course, it'll take a while to know your finish place because people are starting at different times, but it can give you a good idea. And I want to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So when we are staging here, this is exactly what the road is going to look like. The start line will be here. There are going to be X's. These are not to scale, and they're not exactly the way it's going to be, but there will be X's on the concrete, and that's where you will need to stand with your bike 6 feet apart until you're ready to go. The group behind you will be staged here, and other people will be staged back here. I know that you have all received emails with waves, and people have been asking questions about them, how exactly that's going to look. And I've sent further emails letting you know that the waves, we've been looking at different situations now. As the week has gone on, as you all know, the numbers have risen. We have had a lot of people call us today and cancel their registration because they tested positive for COVID. I'm grateful that they went ahead and got tested and let us know and are not trying to stick it out. But we really need to be really, really careful. So we're just looking at the best way to make this happen. And what we've come up with authorities, and really what we have no choice to do, we want to keep people moving. We don't want people standing around in groups. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, a general overview, and then we have our two announcers here. I think so, I hope so. Ben and Frankie, are you both here? If you are, will you just unmute so I know that I can hand off to you in a minute?
I'm here, yep.
This is Frankie. I'm here.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to give you a general overview, and then they're going to talk about really what it's going to look like both Saturday and Sunday. So we are going to have one wave to start, and that wave is going to be based on a confirmed finish time that you have been able to show us. As you know, so not everybody, but people who had certain estimated finish times were sent a questionnaire asking for a confirmation showing they've done that before. So for the 50K, anybody who has a confirmed finish time sub 135 will be in that front wave, along with right behind them will be all single speed fat bikes and tandems. For the 100K, it's a confirmed finish time of sub 330. And again, right behind them will be the fat bikes, single speeds and tandems. And then we are going to keep it moving and have groups come up to the start line, groups of 10 to 15, maybe up to 20, depending upon who's with the group. And we're just going to keep you rolling along in those groups. So I know a lot of you want to ride with teams, you'll be able to do that. You have friends you want to ride with, you'll be able to do that. People on Sunday, I know there's people in the 50K, 100K, they want to ride together, at least for part of it, they can do that. So you'll just have to just set yourself up accordingly, standing in line 6 feet apart, and we will keep it moving. And for more details there, I'm going to pass this along, the Saturday plan to our Saturday announcer, Ben Rolenhagen.
Okay, hello everybody, Ben Rolenhagen here. As Eva already kind of alluded to, but that's going to be our plan for the morning. We'll start at 9 a.m. We'll start with that first wave. Yeah, again, we're looking for kind of the fastest groups of people, the people that we're really looking to, set some records this early in the season, the ones that really want to get after it. And after that, when you get your individual waves and we kind of split you up in that group to 15 to 20, you'll have plenty of time to kind of gather with who you want. Like Eva said, if you have teammates, if you have people that are in similar categories as you, we don't want to separate you and single you out so that you feel like you're alone with a bunch of roadies or vice versa, or you're stuck in a bunch of fat bikes. To slow you down. We still want you to have that similar racing, challenging experience for you as you go throughout your 10 miles or 30-ish miles on the course that day. So we will be sending you out. You'll be listening to my voice. I'll be going with the the cues of Eva and the race director, and then the volunteers and the staff as they find those groups that are ready. We will really need your help to just be available. And again, you might not be in your actual staging as we call people up, but as long as you are in your groups and you have the people that you want to be racing with or riding with near you, that way we can follow you in quickly and I can send you off as quickly as possible. You will have to change. It's kind of a little mental shift on how you race, and some of your tactics will be a little bit different just because it's not one big massive start. So it is a little bit like a time trial with the people that are in your group. So you'll have to be considerate of that. But again, it's more of a mental shift on how if you're thinking, like I said, to go out, go strong, go hard, and really set some records, you have to think about the people that are in your group. If you can find those people early on, again, I've been in the racing scene long enough to know that those people will kind of rise to the top in the beginning, and you pretty much know who you want to race with. You'll know who you want to kind of be surrounded with to do the best. But like Eva said as well, the idea is that you can check that QR code at the end, and you'll always have a constant update of who and what place you're in. The 10 miles starts at 10 a.m. And just a reminder again that we're starting the first waves. That big wave with the relatively fast times is going to be at 9 a.m. Anything else, Eva? Did I forget anything?
No, I think that is it. Thank you. And one thing actually I probably should have mentioned, if you go on your Run Sign Up account now, whatever is in there is not accurate. We have been playing with it and working on it. So don't pay attention to that. And most likely what's going to happen, so that everybody's very sure of their wave, if you are in that first wave, either Saturday or Sunday, we will send you an email letting you know. And then everybody else can just go with it that day with those instructions.
Cool,
And
great.
now, thank you, Ben.
Look forward to seeing you on Saturday morning.
You too. And my desk is dropping here. And now on Sunday, Frankie's going to tell you about that.
Hi, everybody. It's Frankie Andrea here. I'm going to be your announcer for Sunday. Ben pretty much covered exactly what we had said. You know, the main thing is that first wave is generally the faster riders that had a time of 3:30 or under. I believe on Saturday and on Sunday for that first wave, you'll have a mark on you'll be notified, but you'll also have a mark on your number that is going to indicate to the Epic staff that allows you to go through to be able to be in that first wave. So if you don't have your mark, we just ask that you respect I call them volunteers, but we respect the Epic staff that's doing a great job to listen to them and have to just go in the second wave or third wave. The other part to remember is that as soon as the first wave goes off, which does include fat bike, the tandem, and the single speed, the next group are rolling up and we're rolling through pretty much nonstop. You know, I'm just going to ask that, try to get yourself clipped in. And once you go over the mats, you can take off like crazy, but make sure you get over those mats first and then you can take off like crazy. But what I'm trying to say here, that first group is going to go within about 10 seconds. We're going to roll out the next group. And when I say groups, you're going to be kind of spread out. Really, you're just going to be rolling through. It's going to be one after another. We're going to try to get you guys out there as quick as possible so that you can get up there. There's one wave that has the fastest riders that we call them, the guys that already have an established time. I don't want to call them the fastest riders because things could change. Fastest times from previous years are in wave number 1. After that, with your team, with your friends, whatever, you're just going to be rolling through. And as soon as you cross the mat, your time will start. You'll have a good chance of catching up to the front group. You're going to have that rabbit in front of you. So it'll work out. And the last part is that, important for both Saturday and Sunday. Once you come back through, you're going to be tired and everything, but you can't hang around the finish line. You have to disperse, first of all, to clear the course for the other riders coming through. And then second of all, for distancing, to be able to go back to your vehicles, be able to get your finish packets, and then, safely be able to leave. But the last thing I'd like to be able to mention is that Epic Races has gone through a lot to be able to put on this event, to be able to make sure everybody has a chance to be able to get out there and ride. And we're lucky that we're able to do this because of everything that's happening in Michigan. So things aren't going to be exactly as you remembered. You might think like, hey, I did this last year. Why can't I do it now? There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of precautions. There's regulations. There's permitting. There's a lot of things involved that really nobody's aware of except for the Epic Races staff. So keep that in mind. If you have to wait 5 more minutes for a mechanic, if you happen to not be able to go someplace that you need to go, you might have missed, your wave or your group of friend that's 5 seconds in front of you that you're going to catch, 15 seconds later. Just ask you that you keep a smile on your face. Thank everybody that's out there. Have a good time. It's the spring. Be safe. We got a long summer in front of us. So the last thing we want to do is have anybody come back with a little less skin. So I think it's going to be a great event. Should be great weather. And I believe I've pretty much covered everything.
I think you did. Thank you very much, Frankie.
Eva, really quick, there
Yeah.
are a couple questions regarding that.
Okay.
Question number 1 came in. I think that this question has been answered, but maybe just a little bit more clarity. So only people that have Waterloo confirmed times sub 1:35 are going to be in wave 1.
It doesn't have to be a Waterloo G&G confirmed time, any confirmed time. People who were in that range with their estimated times were sent a questionnaire. If they were able to send a link confirming a finish time, then they will be in that wave. But if it can't be confirmed, I'm sure that they can do it, but we need confirmation. It's the only way we can really make this fair to everybody who's racing.
Okay, question number 2. Are there only 3 waves for the 100K now?
There's as many as we will need. So there's the one wave of the people with a confirmed times of sub 3:30. And then of course, the fat bikes, tandem and single speed will just roll right behind them. And then we will just pull groups. So it'll be people who, we ask you to set yourselves up based on how you know you're going to be riding out there. If you know you're going to be toward the front, line up toward the front. If you know you're going to be in the middle, line up for the middle. We all know that. You know, we know where we are, and just, you know, be helpful and help each other and line up accordingly, and we will just keep you rolling through. That I can, you know, go back to that picture here. So maybe, you know, hearing that now, when you see this, so this is where everyone's going to be when they're starting. This will be the next group to go. We may even have a corral here with the next group to go. And then this is a big parking lot back here, and there are going to be no cars there. You're all going to be parking somewhere else. So you're all going to be back there, standing in line, waiting to roll forward.
Okay, and then you will be posting this recording, correct? So people can review this information if they need to.
Yes, it's currently on Facebook Live, and it's being recorded on Facebook Live as backup. I am recording it as well. I hope. I think I am.
All right, perfect. And then there is a question about, what about the bathrooms?
There are bathrooms at the park. I believe they will be open. And we will have porta potties that are going to be set up socially distanced from each other and from people.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna let you, there are more questions. I'm gonna go through them and read them and then let you keep rolling with stuff, and I'll ask more later.
Chime in when you need to.
Okay,
A little more here. Okay, so hygiene, I talked about, we did all the density reduction was an important part of what we're doing, and now hygiene. We are going to have hand sanitizer and hand washing stations throughout the venue. Staff and volunteers will wear masks at all athlete facing areas, and probably really all the time. And all athletes are required to wear a mask when not racing. One thing we're going to do with that, so you can just take off your mask and put it in your pocket, or we are going to have on site little Ziploc bags where you can write on them. So you can write your bib number on that bag and then hand your bag to a staff member as you're going and staging yourself to race. And then we will put it at your bike rack area. Again, like that is your hub, it's your spot, and we'll put your stuff there. So as long as your number is written on the little bag where you put your mask, you will get your mask back at the end. We do not want to see masks thrown around the ground. We don't want disposable masks. If you don't have a mask, we will give you one. This exact one that's pictured here, an Epic Races mask. If we run out, you'll get a Goddess mask. We've got those too. And please respect that. We are minimizing touch points. So we have an aid station at just about a mile, it's right around mile 11 and then 41. There we will have water, Gatorade, and hand sanitizer. And we normally would have goo there, but we are going to give everybody a goo packet in their registration packet when they arrive. More minimizing touch points. Overall awards will be mailed, and I happen to have actually one here because we're getting stuff done. So overall winners get a free Epic race next year, free Waterloo G&G race or any other race, and then these really cool charcuterie boards. This is all packaged because it comes even with like wood conditioner. So you'll get these, and because we're mailing them to you, we have the ability now, we are going to engrave your name on it. So it'll be very cool, very special awards. Age group awards will not be mailed, but you can either pick it up. We will send out the information when all of the age groups are figured out. You can pick it up here at our office, and if it's Ann Arbor, Wagner Road in Ann Arbor. If that's not convenient for you, you can send us a self-addressed stamped envelope. And that's something we've been doing for years for people who can't stick around for awards. So that information is on our website, and we will also be sending out to you how to send your self-addressed stamped envelope to get your age group award. Do you want to ask any more questions now, Elise, or should I keep going?
Yeah, I've got some more. You might address this later, but I'll go ahead and hit on a couple more and then let you roll. So one of them, I think it pertains to what you said earlier about ignore everything that's on Run Sign Up right now. Someone did ask, when will they find out what their number is?
Oh, the bibs are accurate. The bib
Okay.
number is accurate, but it's really, I mean, it's nice to know your number if you want like a special number, but it's not pertinent to anything other than your timing, so that we know who you are based on your bib number.
Okay, and then when are participants able to get to the park, and when can they expect their packets?
Oh, that's a really good question. They can arrive by 7:30 a.m., no earlier than 7:30, and the packets will be there at their spot.
All right, and then another one was, will the showers be on? Probably not, but gonna ask anyway.
You know what? I don't have an answer to that. I think they probably are because camping is open. So I can find out about that unless anybody on this call happens to know that answer. Feel free to unmute yourself and let us know. I think that they're probably on. I have a feeling. But I will, so Elise, please note that, and I will find out, and I will send that in our next email update.
All right, and then the last one at this moment is someone specifically asked if there will be SAG. Todd did answer back saying, yes, there will be SAG, but I just wanted to verbally say that in case somebody wasn't checking the chat box. There will be SAG on both days.
Yes, there will. Okay. Oh. Okay, some other things to know. Ray's Red Hats will be on site Saturday. So bring a couple dollars for a hot dog and chips and all the other yummy things they have. There will be Shorts beer to go for those who are 21 and older. When you are leaving the park, remember everyone's starting different times and a lot of people are faster than other people. There will still most likely when you're leaving be riders out there. So please follow the cones and stay in the driving lane away from the bikes as you're exiting the park. And then when you get to Seymour Road, that's the main road when you leave the park, turn right. A lot of you might be turning right anyway if you live west, but if you live east, please head west and get on 94 at Race Road so that you can avoid any bikes on the road and give them some extra space. One other thing I wanted to share with you, I know Todd's on the call because Todd answered a question. Todd, can you share with everybody the current course conditions, please? Okay, Todd, chime in whenever you're ready. Maybe, are you muted or?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I drove the course today. It was great. All the rain that we got out in Ann Arbor today didn't happen out at Portage. As a matter of fact, at 2 o'clock, it was bright and sunny. I was sending pictures to Eva. So a couple things. When you pull out of the park and you're going down Seymour to List Road, when you're going on down to Glen, it's perfect. It's kind of sandy. It's really dry. It's like gravelly sand. It's really soft, but not mushy soft. It's really flat. It's actually really nice. It appears like it was recently graded. There are no pits, no water spots, no holes, no nothing. As well as Glen. When you turn on Glen's usually a crapshoot sometimes, but it was actually really good until you got to Mount Hope. It looked like it had been recently graded too. Now after Mount Hope, once you start getting on, what does Glen turn into Glen and then Maudie and then over to Green Road, it kind of starts weaving across over Clear Lake Road there. And through there, some areas are kind of hairy. There's some larger stones, but there's nothing like the road conditions were in past years. It's actually, there was no water on the road today. There was no big ruts. There was nothing. As a matter of fact, Mount Hope Road, the roads that are not gravel, Mount Hope Road has recently been paved. It was paved maybe a month ago. And Bush Road was graded. Bush Road was just graded on Wednesday of this week. I live out there, so Bush Road is perfect. Cassidy's fun. Have fun with Cassidy. It's not a crap or shoot or anything like that, but it's a dirt road. It's a gravel road, and the rest of the roads are pretty much just like that. Nothing's awful. There's actually some great spots, but nothing's awful. It actually goes from mid-level to really good. Bush is sweet. It's just been graded. There's none of those ripples or nothing like that. Glen looked pretty good. Everything looked good. Everything looked good out there. It's going to be a nice road. Everything's going to be marked. We're going to have cones. So the cones we have some like A-frames with arrows on them, but mostly what we're going to use are cones with arrows on them. And at each turn, there's probably going to be, I'm going to say maybe 3 cones. One where you right before you're going to turn, one at the turn, and one just beyond the turn, letting you know where you're supposed to be. But it'll all be marked. There's going to be a very minimal people out there. There's going to be a cop wherever you turn left or wherever you cross over a road. There will be a police officer, but there's not going to be a lot of people out there directing traffic like there was before. But you will definitely know where you're going. Nothing's not going to be marked. We have course captains for each section that are going to be not only marking it, but driving it the night or the day before the race, and everything will be fine. You'll be good.
Thank you, Todd, very much. And just one thing I want to add, we've sent some emails about it, but GPX, if you're worried about not knowing where to go, you may want to upload the GPX, which you can find on our website. If you go to www.waterloogritandgravel.com and go to course maps, there's a PDF map, which is kind of a fun one, and then there's an interactive map, and in there you can download and then upload the GPX to your device if you want to do that. And you probably, if you know what I'm talking about, you probably should do that. Few other things. What we need from you: stay sick if you're home, or stay home if you're sick. If you're sick, you've been in contact with someone who is sick, please stay home. Read all of our communication, follow all of the rules, respect social distancing at all times, even during the race. Wear a mask when you're not racing. Please respect the assigned start times. No spitting or snot rockets out there. Only pass if you can maintain a 6-foot distance and let people know you're passing them. And if somebody's trying to pass you, just, don't play a game with them. I mean, don't don't slow down and let them, but just make space. Don't crowd people. It's very uncomfortable right now when that goes on. So just the last thing, and sorry, my monitor is covering that up. Everything will be in place for a safe race with social distancing at all times. And we have confidence that you will all take responsibility for yourselves and others, and our safety plan will be effective. We're feeling really good about it. We hope you are too. And we thank you for bearing with us during all of this. It's been challenging for everybody, and we're really excited to be putting on this race. It's been a long time, and I mean, you probably can tell a little bit. We work really closely together. We've become kind of like an epic family, and it's been over a year, and we've just been kind of getting out some of the kinks the past couple of weeks because it's been a while. We've just been doing a lot of virtual races, so we are really good at shipping things out, really good at that. If this all falls apart, I think we all would be hired at Amazon in a minute. But we're excited to be doing what we love to do, which is putting on races. Can't wait to get out there tomorrow, start setting out, marking the course. And we're really excited to see all of you out there and help us make this happen. And are there any questions, Elise? Any more questions in the chat?
There sure are. So the first one is, there's a little confusion about when the 10-mile rider should show up. It was mentioned that the email says they won't start till 10 a.m. Is that with the rolling kind of stage start that we're doing now, is that still to be expected? Because there's some concern about waiting outside that long with, needing to be checked in by 9 a.m.
We do need everybody in the park at 9 a.m. and that's a really good question. They're scheduled for 10, and in a normal year, I think they usually start close to 10, maybe 9:40, something like that. Everybody needs to be in the park, ready to go at 9. We are going to get everybody out as quickly as we can. It could be 9:30, 9:40, 9:45, but what we can't have is people driving into the park after people are already going out on their bikes. And that's how it's been in normal years in March when it's very cold, standing around outside. So that's what we are doing.
All right.
There'll be 3 fire pits to keep everybody warm, and we will keep you guys entertained as well.
All right, and then the next one is length of check-in time. What can people expect, that to take? I mean, this is the first time we've done this like this, but what would be your guesstimate?
Oh, I'll ask you and Libby. I don't know. You guys seem pretty fast. I think it's going to go really fast. And that's the reason. I mean, we're very cognizant of the time and wanting to keep things smooth, which is why we have that sign. You know, we could say to you, like, ask you all those questions, or have a sign and say, read the sign. Can you answer yes to any of those? We have the sign. So you've already seen it and you can look at it again on the recording. Be ready to say, I cannot answer yes to any of those questions. And that's how long it's going to take. And then you flash your phone with your QR code and then you're in.
All right, and then there was a question about the timing chip. Todd is great and answered that already, but just to call it out, he has said it's a little metallic sticker on the back of your bib, because someone had asked if it was separate or on the bib. So that is the answer to that.
Visual. It looks just like this. It does not add any weight to your bib or to anything. So this bib number, there it is.
All right, and then the one other question that's poking out, someone put in here asking, have the waves changed? I don't know if you want to review that one more time or just say, you know, you've talked about a lot, how you want to handle that, but there is a question, have the waves changed?
Yes, waves have changed. I'll go over that real quickly again. So there really is there's one designated wave for each race. And for the 50K,
Okay.
that somebody's unmuted. So please make sure everybody is muted. So for the 50K, that is sub 130, you need to have a confirmed time. You have to have sent us in the questionnaire you received a link showing us that confirmed time. If you did that, you will receive an email letting you know you are in wave 1 for the 50K. For the 100K, same thing for sub 330. And if you want to hear more detail about that, you probably missed the first half of this talk. You can watch it again on Facebook Live and we'll also post it.
And then the final question I'm seeing is someone asking for a drum solo.
From me?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, from you.
No.
You got drums. Isn't that drums behind you?
It is. They're my husband's though. I don't play.
Oh, Colin?
Yeah, I was gonna say they're seeing him in the background.
Hey,
Well,
Eva,
I'll bring him for entertainment.
But bum. There you go.
Eva, I have a question.
Yes.
So I had seen someone up there just for anybody that is like a healthcare worker that might, you know, spend most of their work days with COVID patients. I just want to make sure we covered that question.
What was the question?
Well, they work in healthcare, and so, you know, they're wearing proper PPE, and I don't know their vaccination or anything, but, you know, they're for the people that work in healthcare and might be exposed to people with COVID.
I hope that if they were exposed, they won't come to the race. Is that the question?
Sure.
Well-
Her question was, she's a paramedic and she protects herself very carefully, but
Mhm.
she, yes, is in contact daily with COVID patients.
On that note, I also do have the individual's email because I direct message them. So via the Zoom chat. So Eva, if you want to think on that, I do have the email as that
I mean,
individual's
if
email.
you can answer yes to any of the questions, then yeah, we ask that you not come to the race. That is the answer. But if there's more to it, we will do that on an individual basis. Are there more questions here? I'm seeing the chat now because I'm not talking as much. So I wanted to talk about the park fees, because I did mention that in an email. So normally you come in and there's someone at the gate. In order to keep things moving smoothly, there will not be anybody at the gate. We ask if you can to please have a park pass before you arrive. That's something, if you're local, you can get it from the Secretary of State. We sent things out a while ago out of state, how you could have done it. Now it's a little bit too late. But what will probably happen if you don't have a park pass on your car, you will get something on your car that's going to look like a ticket. And that's always like such a bummer when you walk back to your car and there's like this thing on the windshield, but don't worry about it. It's just asking you to pay the fee for the park. It's not a ticket. It's not an additional fine. It's just asking you to pay the fee. Any other questions? Okay. Well, we are going to wrap this up if there's no more questions. Again, thank you all for being here tonight and giving us your time to go all over this ahead of time so that we can just move quickly on the weekend and just get into the racing and the event and all the great things we've been planning for. And we are super excited. We've got a lot to do between now and Saturday to get it ready for you, and we just can't wait. So that is all. I will sign off now. Thanks and have a good night and happy taper and stay safe and stay healthy. Stay well, be fit, be well, keep smiling.
Have
and
fun at the race.
see you soon and have fun. Have a great race. See you soon.